Brought to you by DK Audio.
DK Audio presents Super Simple Psychology, the Ultimate Bite-Size Study Guide by DK, read by Elliot Fitzpatrick. Chapter 1. Scientific Foundations. The History of Psychology. Psychology is the scientific study of the mind and how it influences behavior. Interest in the mind dates back to the ancient Greek philosophers. The word psychology comes from the Greek word psyche, meaning soul and mind. However, psychology only became a distinct subject in the 1870s, when psychologists began to apply scientific methods to their research. Changing approaches to psychology. Earlier psychologists, such as Wundt and Freud, had their own approaches to psychology, known as paradigms. Their theories shaped mainstream psychology of the time. New research, however, can challenge the dominant paradigm, resulting in a shift of ideas. Paradigm shifts do not mean everything from before is rejected, though, and modern psychology often draws on multiple approaches. 1879. Founder of psychology. German physiologist Wilhelm Wundt sets up the first psychology laboratory in Leipzig, Germany. He asks participants to report on their mind while focusing on a stimulus, such as a ticking metronome. His technique is known as introspection. 1895. The psychodynamic approach. In his book Studies on Hysteria, Austrian neurologist Sigmund Freud presents studies of his therapy patients. He develops the psychodynamic approach to psychology, which focuses on exploration of the unconscious mind. 1897. The behaviorist approach. Russian physiologist Ivan Pavlov tests dogs' responses to food and a ringing bell. He shows that dogs learn new behaviors by forming associations. His experiments later inspire the behaviorist approach to psychology, which focuses on observable behaviors rather than the mind. 1938. Behavior analysis. The Behavior of Organisms is published, in which US psychologist B.F. Skinner describes his experiments with rats and reveals how rewards and punishments can affect behavior. Skinner becomes an influential figure of the behaviorist approach. 1943. The humanist approach. US psychologist Abraham Maslow proposes the hierarchy of needs, the idea that basic human needs must be satisfied before anything else. It marks the emergence of the humanistic approach, which looks at the whole person, not just the mind or behavior. 1950s and 1960s. The cognitive approach. Advances in technology lead psychologists to find similarities between human mental processes and computers. Cognitive psychologists propose theoretical models of memory using words typically associated with computing. 1980s. The biological approach. New brain scanning technologies enable psychologists to see and measure brain activity for the first time. The biological approach to psychology is established as psychologists learn more about how genes, neurotransmitters, and hormones affect the brain and body. 1990s. Cognitive neuroscience. Discoveries by cognitive and biological psychologists show how the two approaches can work together. This leads to a fusion of approaches and the emergence of cognitive neuroscience, the study of the biology of mental processes such as thinking and memory. Key facts. Psychology, the scientific study of the mind and behavior, emerged as a distinct discipline in the 1870s. Approaches to
Sample complete. Ready to continue?